How's it going, guys? My name is Lombardo, and today I want to talk to you guys about something that has come out yesterday and probably so far the biggest news of 2016 alone. And my apologies for not uploading a Christmas video, a New Year's video, or uploading a video for 2 weeks in general, but that's probably for another video. Today I want to talk to you guys about the match fixing decision that Valve has made, and this news came out yesterday. And basically what Valve said is that match fixing bans are now permanent. If you guys don't know what happened last year in January on 26th, basically Valve has come out with a verdict saying that players from the iBuyPower lineup are now banned for match fixing, and it's gonna be basically undefined when they're gonna get unbanned. And that's really what I want to talk to you guys about. I want to get your guys' opinions, and I want to voice my opinion on this whole situation as a whole. Alright, so let's get started. So basically, to those of you who are not aware, iBuyPower, formerly with AZK, Skadoodle, Dazed, Steel, and Swag, threw against netcodeguides.com, who are now known as CLG. I'm sure you guys know who CLG is. Tarek, Hayes, Cutler, FNS, and JDM. Basically, they threw a match that they were highly favored on for skins. And there was a whole investigation done with Valve getting involved, and then later on coming up with a verdict that Ex-IBP is now permanently, well, not permanently, but until further notice, banned for match fixing and so on. Of course, after that, ESEA, who was it, Civo, Faceit, and as far as I know, ESL banned all these players from competing in official matches. Now at the same time, there was like later on, I think maybe in the same month, I'm not really sure, Epsilon also got caught match fixing. And the reason why that happened was because GMX sold them out. He basically ratted them out for saying that they match fixed, and basically Valve got involved in that case, and it was just all big mumbo jumbo. Luckily, Scream wasn't involved in that ban, or else I don't know what would happen. But what I want to talk to you guys about is the community. After those bans, the community split up into obviously one side wanting to unban these players and the other side wanting to ban these players, and why this happened. Now, if you look at Ex-IBP, they were kind of like the hope of NA. They were the best team in North America by far. I mean, the only other team that could compete with this team was Cloud9 and Mousepaz, who kind of sometimes won against them, sometimes didn't win against them. But the reason why this community was so split up was because on one side you have a bunch of players saying, look, this is the hope of NA, these are our boys, we want them to succeed in, taking on the European League, basically. And on the other side, you have people that are angry about them committing a crime against humanity. Basically, what they did was they wrongfully took skins, took money from the community, and not just like $100 or whatever. It was in thousands area. Like a lot of money was taken away into from the community itself. So this really split up the community, and I could really see why that happened. Now, Steel and Dazed, who were both part of the Ex-IBP lineup, they were kind of like the two guys that were probably the most popular from the team. And the one reason for that was because they were professional streamers as well. They had thousands of viewers at a time, and they still do. They're probably bigger now than they were before, but that played a big impact in splitting the community. Everybody knows that a lot of the time, Steel and Dazed are regarded as like the joke of NA, basically. You see all those times, like when people make NA videos, they often put Steel and Dazed into it to kind of show them what North American CS is all about. And why I say that is because everybody knows Steel and Days, they're a little bit of toxic players. And when I say that, I don't really care that much that, you know, they're ragers or whatever, but the community does. And obviously if the community says something, it happens, and it's just all one big mess, and it really played a big part in splitting up the community. I mean, when you have such negative players playing for a North American team, it's really it's obvious that you don't want those players to represent your, you know, your region. But I mean, you look at all professional sports, all professional regions, you're gonna have people that are toxic. There's no way of getting around it. You're gonna have good players, but the negative side of them is that they're bad sport. They're bad sports. They have unsportsmanlike conduct towards the competitive scene, and unfortunately there's no getting around that. But is it really necessary to ban or keep them banned just because they're toxic? I don't think so. I think at the end of the day, their skill outshines their toxicity. I'm not really sure if I said that right, but it's kind of hard to talk about that, and there's just too many factors involved when it comes to this. But that's basically one of the reasons why the community was so split up, was because Steel and Dazed were not really looked upon as kind of like you know, happy, awesome, just well-rounded players. They were mostly just raw skill with like toxicity. I'm not really sure if I'm saying that right again, but when Ex-IBP got banned, it kind of eliminated the teams that could take on the European League, because at the time, obviously, they were the best of the best in North America and so on. Now, I want to kind of shift away from Ex-IBP, and I want to talk a little bit about Epsilon and who they were. At the time, Epsilon was a little bit unknown. They were kind of like the team that would upset the tier 1 teams. They were sort of like Hellraisers a few months back when they would upset tier 1 teams, but then now they just kind of disappeared. But Epsilon at the time, they were like a high tier 2 team that could upset tier 1 teams. And what happened was they threw a match against some unknown team. I don't really know who they were at the time. I'm not really sure, because this happened so long ago. But I think 3 or 2 of the Epsilon players got banned. Scream and somebody else, they did not take part of it. Did not take part. I think it was Uzi's the second guy that was with Scream who didn't throw. But that's what I want to talk about. I want to actually know what would happen if Scream was one of the players that got banned, and how that would play a part in having this big community uproar of unbanning these players. Because we all know who Scream is. Scream is one of the most talented players in the world alone, and if let's say he himself got banned for match fixing, how would the community react, knowing that he would never be able to play competitive again? Because if we take a look at the North American community, half the people want him to get unbanned, half the people want them to get banned. And if Scream was one of the people, would it still be the same, or would it be mostly everybody want him to get unbanned? Because everybody knows Scream is a good guy. He's not really toxic or anything like that, and I think it would play a really big role in having everybody unbanned. Now, of course, we all know Valve is really bad at listening to the community. So, do you guys think that Valve listened to the community to get these players banned or unbanned? Because obviously they got permanently banned, but I really don't think that they listened to the community that much. Because if you take a look at the split, half the people basically wanted them to get unbanned, half the people wanted to get them banned. But I still feel like it leaned more towards the unbanning of these match fixing players. And I really don't think Valve listened to the community as much as we wanted them to, because although they threw and they did a bad thing, I really think a lifetime ban was not necessary. I mean, if you take a look at, you know, professional sports, there are people that commit crimes all the time, but then, you know, they obviously have like a punishment of, like, I don't know, a few weeks or a few games, and then they're back into action. And for this case, Valve decided to give him a straight up life ban. Like, okay, is that really necessary? I don't think so. I think the compromise should have been 1 year ban plus community and charity work. So for example, do community streams, charity streams, community work, for example, you know, giving away skins, earning money for charity, doing all kinds of stuff, doing fan meetups. It would have allowed the chance for the community to start liking these players, really seeing them for who they were as people, instead of like the, you know, just the streamers that rage on camera. And I think that would have had a bigger impact than them getting banned for life. And it's, in my opinion, it's Valve did something wrong here by permanently banning these players. I mean, let's just start banning everybody that has ever done bad things in this life. Let's get rid of every competition in North America. But that's besides the point. I do disagree with Valve making this decision. I do in fact know where they're coming from. We all know that Valve is very, very strict with the community and with basically anything that has to do with wronging the community. So when players cheat, Valve fucks them in the ass. When players throw, Valve fucks them in the ass. And that's very understandable why they do that. They want to keep a good reputation for themselves and for the community itself, because Valve has worked really, really hard to grow the CSGO community. And although they don't listen sometimes, I think no matter what, this community would not be where it is right now without Valve's support and Valve's help. So at the end of the day, no matter what decision that Valve makes, it's still towards making a stronger community. And that's why I'm honored to be part of this community as a YouTuber. And that's why I'm here right now recording this video, talking to you guys about my opinion. And that's why I want to hear your guys' opinion on this whole scandal. Now, sorry that this video is taking me so long. It's already in like the 13-minute mark. Probably going to pass the 14-minute mark with me talking so much. But before we do that, I just want to thank you guys for watching. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about this whole scandal. And also let me know something about the whole Virtus Pro scandal, because I'm not really sure what happened there, because people are talking about it, but I'm not really sure what exactly was happening. So if you guys have some information about that, leave the comment in the comment section below. But for now, I'm going to get going. My name is Bill on Barrel. Stay tuned for more videos. I promise they're coming. And to those people that have been subscribing lately, if you guys haven't noticed, my channel has been blowing up in the last month or so. I think January is going to be pretty big for me, so I'm gonna try and work towards making a lot more tutorials, because everybody seems to love those. And yeah, before I ramble on for another 7 minutes, my name is Bill on Barrel. Thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.